Bocchi the Rock is my personal favourite anime of this past season, and possibly this year. The animation, the characters, the characterization of the characters, the pacing, yada yada, you've heard it all before. But me, funny man Joshua Hartshorn, am here to put something else on the table. Bocchi the Rock is about 4 girls who come together to create a new amateur band. Apart from Ryo being in bands before and Bocchi being a god on guitar on her own, and to be honest I can't really remember if Nietzsche Krau's past experience, but even so, this is a brand new band. A band where most of the members have not done anything like this before in their lives, I mean especially Kita. So why is their first performance so perfect? During this performance, Bocchi even has her own inner monologue pointing out all the flaws in everyone's performance. But I sure as hell don't hear it. The performance and mixing is perfect. I mean, I know that mixing engineer went through blood and tears for this mix, okay? And it's the same with most J-rock and J-pop songs, to the point where you even forget it's real people playing real instruments. When I think of a new band doing their first performance with a month of practice, I mean, this is what I expect to hear. But trust me, I've watched and overanalyzed this performance so many times now. The only slight flaw, with heavy quotation marks, I hear is that for the brief break of just Bocchi and Kita playing, there is a minuscule timing error, but come on, like everything else is so perfect. Perfectly in time. Listen to these drum rolls. Those are the most perfect 16th notes I've ever heard. Not even a wrong note, missing of a note. Maybe I'm just a shit guitarist because I seem to miss and hit the same notes all the time. But like, Kita supposedly picked up this guitar 2 months ago and she has never sang before. It's perfect vocals. These perfect fucking vocals. I know vocalists in person that sometimes are slightly flat with years of experience. I mean, not to even mention myself. And yes, Kita is an extrovert and all, but surely she'd at least have some nerves or something playing for the first time ever. You know, ever playing guitar and singing, you know, 2 very hard things on their own, let alone doing them at the same time. I'm doing everything perfectly in time, as in key, and not to miss any notes after 2 months of practice. When I sing and play guitar, I'm still shit after 10 years, my brother in Christ. Despite being a show all about music and live bands, I feel its weakest aspect is the music itself. Whilst, yes, it's still well made, and I may not be the biggest J-rock fan for it all sounding the same to me, but that is precisely why I feel this way. Please, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the voice actors behind the characters, like in K-On!, actually learned and played their respective instruments for the show, and performed the songs composed for the anime. So, say they don't change the genre of the songs in anime, that's just a personal preference really, if anything. But that's fine, not my cup of tea, but we'll go with that. However, if you even have your voice actors playing the instruments depicted in the show, then surely just record a real live performance. I mean, come on, that's less work for the poor mixers. I mean, and you know, a little bonus, that's as realistic as you can get. And make them make mistakes, dear lord, like the amateur musicians that they are supposed to be. Even with Bocchi, who is a supposed prodigy, the whole plotline in the show is that she's kind of shit in playing in a band, so depict that with the audio. I understand that the people behind the music have to make it perfect so they can release it and actually sell it later on to their audience, but even so, still have the live performance for the show, but then release the studio versions later on, surely, no? I mean, that would still make sense for the canon of the Kasoko band. The 4 girls just simply rented out a studio and recorded their song, just off screen as well. Overall, I am quite impressed with the accuracy to band culture the show has. With me going to almost 4 local gigs a month this year, seeing all different types of bands and just witnessing the utter chaos that derives from it, and with me now even planning to create my own band, yeah, this anime is accurate for the most part. It's great. Apart from the fact that there's so much women in bands, I mean, we need more women in bands in real life. I'm tired of it being a sausage fest. But yeah, something can always be better. It is kind of insane to think that the show's aired in the perfect time for me with doing all this shit in real life, but that's unrelated. Anyway, thanks for listening to my TED Talk.